They say age slows everything down, your metabolism, your energy, your motivation. But what if I told you that one hidden layer of fat inside your belly might be the real reason your body feels heavier, your energy lower, and your health weaker with each passing year? This fat isn't the kind you can pinch or see in the mirror. It hides deep inside, wrapping around your organs, your liver, your pancreas, even your heart. It's called visceral fat. And after 60, it becomes your body's silent enemy. The truth? You can be thin on the outside and still be dangerously overloaded with visceral fat on the inside. Doctors even have a name for it. TOFI, thin outside, fat inside. For years, people over 60 have been told that a little belly is normal, that slowing down and gaining weight is just part of aging. But new science says something entirely different. Visceral fat isn't just extra weight. It's metabolically active tissue that quietly poisons your body from the inside out. Let's start with a shocking discovery. A study from the Mayo Clinic found that people with higher visceral fat, even if their overall weight was normal, were more than twice as likely to die early from heart disease, diabetes, or stroke. Twice. And yet most people over 60 have never even heard the term visceral fat, let alone been told how to shrink it. Your body in its 60s and beyond becomes like a machine that's been running non-stop for decades. Every meal, every stress spike, every restless night, they've left microscopic fingerprints on your metabolism. When your hormones shift, when muscle mass drops, and when sleep quality declines, visceral fat seizes the opportunity to grow. But here's the most dangerous part. You can't fight what you can't see. That's why in this video, we're revealing exactly how to spot visceral fat, what truly causes it to explode after 60, and, most importantly, the science-backed way to shrink it safely in just 30 days. This isn't about crash diets or endless cardio. It's about working with your aging body, not against it. Because the truth is, you don't need to eat less. You need to eat smarter. You don't need to train harder. You need to train right. Let's rewind a little to understand what's actually happening inside your body. Imagine your body as a busy city. Your organs are the factories. Your blood vessels are the roads. And your metabolism is the traffic system keeping everything moving. When you're young, the roads are clear. Nutrients move fast. Energy flows easily. But as the years pass, inflammation, that slow internal fire, begins to build up. Visceral fat acts like smoke clogging the sky, slowing down oxygen, trapping toxins, and creating chaos in your city's infrastructure. By the time you reach your 60s, even if you've maintained a stable weight, your body composition shifts. You lose lean muscle, the very tissue that burns calories, and gain fat that loves to settle deep inside. Your insulin, the hormone that manages blood sugar, becomes less efficient. Your liver works overtime trying to process the excess, and your mitochondria, your cell's tiny power plants, start producing less energy. It's not just about how you look. It's about how your organs function. Ever felt tired even after a full night's sleep? Or found yourself with stubborn belly bloat no matter what you eat? That's visceral fat's signature. Draining energy, disturbing hormones, and increasing inflammation that echoes through every cell. Now here's the twist most people don't know. Visceral fat isn't just passive storage, it's a living organ, one that talks to your body. It releases chemicals called cytokines, which inflame your arteries, disrupt your brain's hunger signals, and even damage your memory. Yes, studies show that excess visceral fat has been linked to faster cognitive decline and dementia risk in older adults. A 2021 study from the Journal of Gerontology found that seniors with higher visceral fat levels performed significantly worse on memory and focus tests than those with less, even when weight and diet were the same. It's not your imagination when you forget names or lose focus easily. Your metabolism and brain are connected more deeply than you've ever been told. And here's where the danger accelerates. Visceral fat creates a self-feeding loop. The more you have, the more insulin-resistant you become. The more insulin-resistant you become, the more visceral fat you store. It's like a wildfire that grows stronger every time you try to put it out with normal methods. But the good news, and yes, there is good news, is that your body can reverse this faster than you think. One powerful example comes from a 64-year-old retired teacher named Helen from Oregon. She was 172 pounds, not obese, but always complained of low energy and stubborn belly weight. Her doctor warned her that her fatty liver numbers were creeping up, and she was pre-diabetic. One powerful example comes from a 64-year-old retired teacher named Helen from Oregon. She was 172 pounds, not obese, but always complained of low energy and stubborn belly weight. Her doctor warned her that her fatty liver numbers were creeping up, and she was pre-diabetic. But instead of resorting to medications or another restrictive diet, she decided to take a different approach. She focused on just 3 changes for 30 days, adjusting her eating window, increasing daily protein, and walking 20 minutes after dinner. By week 4, her visceral fat scan dropped by 15%. Her energy was higher than it had been in years, and for the first time she said, "I feel young inside again." What happened? She didn't starve her body, she retrained it. She switched her metabolism from sugar-burning to fat-burning mode, allowing her body to tap into those deep fat reserves around her organs. That's the secret the fitness industry won't tell you. You don't lose visceral fat through punishment. You lose it through precision. So how do you do it? Safely, naturally, and quickly. It begins with 3 metabolic resets that research has proven to work especially well for people over 60. Reset number 1, reignite mitochondrial function. Mitochondria are your body's energy factories, but by 60, they can lose up to 40% of their efficiency. To wake them up, you need foods rich in compounds like CoQ10 and polyphenols. Think olives, green tea, and dark-colored berries. A Harvard 2022 study found that seniors who consumed a high polyphenol diet improved mitochondrial function by 26% in just 8 weeks. Translation: your cells start using energy again instead of storing it. Reset number 2, control insulin, don't fear it. Most people think cutting all carbs is the solution, but for older adults, extreme diets can backfire. Eating your carbs later in the day after light activity helps your muscles absorb glucose rather than storing it as visceral fat. Reset number 3, muscle preservation, fat elimination. After 60, muscle loss, called sarcopenia, accelerates. Every pound of muscle lost slows metabolism and allows visceral fat to creep in. Resistance training just twice a week, even body weight or light dumbbells, has been shown to slash visceral fat by up to 20% in 2 months, according to research from Tufts University. Think of muscle as your metabolic armor. The more you build, the less space fat has to hide. Now maybe you're wondering, why 30 days? Because that's how long it takes your body to reset its metabolic rhythm. 30 days of consistent change retrains your hormones, repairs insulin response, and restarts fat-burning pathways that might have been asleep for years. And when that switch flips, results accelerate naturally, without hunger, stress, or exhaustion. That's when you start noticing the signs. Your pants fit looser, your energy feels cleaner, your face looks brighter. It's not vanity, it's vitality. But before we dive deeper into the exact foods, timing, and lifestyle shifts that melt visceral fat away, it's important to understand one more truth. You are not the problem. You've been misled. For decades, diet culture sold one message: eat less, move more. But that formula ignored the biology of aging. And when you finally start working with your body's rhythm instead of fighting it, that's when transformation begins. This isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. Because every small choice compounds: the 5-minute walk, the glass of water before a meal, the decision to skip late-night snacks. They seem small today, but in 30 days, they reshape the future of your health. When you think of fat, you probably picture the soft layer just under your skin, the kind you can grab. But visceral fat? That's different. It hides behind your abdominal wall, hugging your organs like a parasite. And what's worse, it doesn't just sit there quietly. It acts like a chemical factory, flooding your bloodstream with toxins that accelerate aging from the inside out. Doctors call it inflammaging, a slow, invisible burn that turns healthy cells old before their time. It's the reason your joints ache, your blood pressure rises, and your energy fades, even when you're doing everything right. And the irony? Most seniors are unknowingly feeding this fat every single day, not through overeating, but through everyday habits that seem harmless. Let's talk about them. You wake up and pour yourself a glass of orange juice. It feels healthy. It's fruit, after all. But what happens next inside your body is like lighting a match in a room full of gasoline. One glass of store-bought juice can contain more sugar than a soda. The fructose rush spikes your insulin, your fat-storing hormone, and your body, already more insulin-sensitive after 60, sends that excess sugar straight into visceral storage. See, when you were younger, your muscles would soak up that sugar like a sponge. But now, with muscle mass lower and insulin receptors duller, the sugar has nowhere to go. So your body tucks it away, deep inside, around your liver and pancreas, for later use. Only later never comes. That's the hidden trap of healthy sugar. Even natural sugars can feed visceral fat when metabolism slows. Now, you might think skipping breakfast helps. You've heard fasting burns fat, right? And yes, fasting can work, but only if done intelligently. For people over 60, skipping breakfast without proper hydration or protein can actually backfire. Here's why. Your cortisol levels, your stress hormones, are already higher in the morning. When you skip food entirely, your body perceives it as a threat. Cortisol spikes further, signaling your liver to release glucose to protect you, creating another fat storage cycle. It's like trying to put out a fire by throwing oil on it. That's why researchers from the University of Illinois found that older adults who practiced protein-anchored fasting, consuming 15-20 grams of protein within an hour of waking before fasting longer, lost 38% more visceral fat compared to those who fasted on coffee or water alone. So instead of skipping breakfast altogether, start your day with a signal of strength. A boiled egg, a few almonds, or a small protein shake. It tells your body, you're safe, you can burn. Another common mistake? Fear of fat. For decades, we were told that fat makes you fat. Low-fat everything became the standard. But in stripping away fats, food manufacturers added something worse: refined starch and sugar to make up for the taste. And these are visceral fat's favorite foods. Healthy fats, like omega-3s from salmon, monounsaturated fats from olive oil, and MCTs from coconut, actually do the opposite. A 2019 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who consumed more omega-3s had 25% lower visceral fat volume compared to those on low-fat diets. So don't fear fat, choose the right kind. Let's look at a real story. Meet James, 67, from Atlanta. For years, he battled creeping belly fat despite daily walks and salads. His doctor called it age-related weight gain, but James wasn't convinced. He swapped out his low-fat yogurt for Greek yogurt, replaced margarine with real butter, and added 1 tablespoon of olive oil to his daily meals. He also began eating a handful of walnuts every evening, rich in alpha-linolenic acid, an anti-inflammatory powerhouse. Within 2 months, his waistline shrank by 4 inches, and his blood pressure normalized without medication. But what surprised him most wasn't the weight. It was the clarity. "I didn't know I could feel this sharp again," he said. "It's like my brain woke up." That's no coincidence. By shrinking visceral fat, James wasn't just transforming his body, he was reclaiming his mind. So let's decode what really works. The daily rhythm that melts visceral fat naturally, even for those in their 60s, 70s, or beyond. Morning. Hydrate before caffeine. A glass of warm water with lemon helps flush toxins from your liver, the very organ trapped under visceral fat. Follow it with light protein, maybe a small omelet or chia seed pudding, to signal metabolic stability. Then move. 10 minutes of walking after breakfast can reduce post-meal glucose by up to 30%. Midday. Keep lunch balanced, a palm of protein, colorful vegetables, and healthy fats. Avoid white carbs like bread or rice unless you've earned them through activity. This is when your body's fat-burning potential peaks. Evening. This is where most people slip. Late-night eating is visceral fat's secret weapon. When you eat close to bedtime, your metabolism slows and fat-storing enzymes go up. A 2020 Harvard study showed that adults who finished dinner before 7 p.m. stored 48% less visceral fat than those who ate after 9 p.m. So try this rule. Sunset to sunrise, let your body rest. No snacks, no late night sugar, just water or herbal tea. And yes, movement still matters, but forget the myth of endless cardio. Walking, stretching, and resistance training are far more powerful for your age group. They activate what scientists call myokines, special hormones released by muscle that tell your fat cells to shrink and your brain cells to grow. You're not exercising to get smaller. You're moving to get stronger inside. Think of it as polishing an old diamond, not changing it, but revealing its brilliance again. Now, let's talk about something deeper, the emotional side of visceral fat. Because for many, it's not just about food or fitness. It's about years of quiet stress, unresolved loss, and a body that's been carrying more than just weight. Cortisol, your stress hormone, is one of visceral fat's biggest allies, and chronic emotional tension keeps it flowing day and night. That's why simple stress reset rituals are powerful fat loss tools. Deep breathing, short meditations, journaling, or even gardening lower cortisol and re-engage parasympathetic response, your rest and repair mode. When that system activates, fat storage hormones turn off. A study from Carnegie Mellon University found that older adults who practiced mindfulness or slow breathing for just 10 minutes a day had lower cortisol and visceral fat levels within 8 weeks, without any diet change. So yes, your calmness burns fat too. But let's pause and reimagine what this journey really means. Because shrinking visceral fat isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. Imagine this. You wake up lighter, not just in body, but in spirit. You walk up the stairs without catching your breath. Your clothes fit comfortably. Your doctor smiles at your test results. You look in the mirror, and instead of seeing age, you see potential. That's the future hidden behind this 30-day challenge. And it's not a fantasy. It's biology, activated. You see, your body isn't working against you. It's waiting for your permission to heal. It's waiting for signals, better sleep, balanced meals, purposeful movement to unlock the metabolic power that never truly left. Even at 60, 70, or 80, the fat-burning machinery is still there. It just needs a spark. And that spark comes from consistency. Because once your body starts trusting you again, once it believes that nourishment is steady and stress is low, it begins to let go of the fat it's been saving for survival. That's the real reason transformation after 60 feels slower at first. It's not just your metabolism. It's your biology learning to trust you again. So as we move toward the final part of this journey, remember this truth. You're not starting from zero. You're starting from experience. Every setback, every failed diet, every "I'll try again Monday" has built the resilience that will make this time. But the story doesn't end there. Because what most people don't realize is that your blood test doesn't just reveal your health. It reveals how you live. Every choice you make in the 48 hours before the test, every sip, every pill, every step gets written in microscopic ink across your results. And the biggest hidden mistake? Not preparing your mind and body rhythm for testing day. Let's continue. Number 3 on our extended list, sleep deprivation before your blood test. This one might surprise you, but according to a 2024 study from the University of Pennsylvania, even a single night of poor sleep, less than 5 hours, can alter over 20 different blood markers. That includes cortisol, glucose, white blood cells, and even thyroid hormones. When you don't sleep, your stress hormones stay elevated for the next 24 hours. Your liver keeps releasing glucose, your blood pressure spikes, and your immune system shifts into a mild state of inflammation, all of which distort your results. One study found that people who pulled an all-nighter before testing had fasting glucose readings 18 points higher than normal. And C-reactive protein, a key inflammation marker, doubled compared to those who slept at least 7 hours. So if you're the kind of person who worries the night before, tossing and turning, drinking caffeine to stay alert, you're not only tired, you're rewriting your lab results. The solution is simple. Treat the night before your blood test like preparing for an athletic event. Avoid caffeine after 2 p.m., minimize screen exposure for 2 hours before bed, and create a calm environment. If you're anxious, try gentle breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 6. This activates your vagus nerve and lowers cortisol naturally. Now let's move to number 2 on this hidden list. Ignoring your body's posture and temperature before testing. This might sound strange, but research from Sweden's Karolinska Institute in 2023 found that being cold or overheated at the time of blood draw can significantly change readings for glucose, cortisol, and even thyroid hormones. When you're cold, your blood vessels constrict. This increases concentrations of certain solutes, making your blood appear thicker and more concentrated. When you're overheated or sweating, the opposite happens. Your blood becomes diluted. The researchers found that for every 4 degrees C change in skin temperature, hematocrit levels changed by 2.5%. That's enough to make a normal person appear anemic or dehydrated. So, before testing, make sure you're physically comfortable. Avoid standing outside in heat or cold. Don't come straight from a hot shower or a walk in freezing weather. Arrive calm, neutral, and balanced. Your body likes equilibrium, and accurate results depend on it. Now, one of the most overlooked mistakes of all, not accounting for your menstrual or hormonal cycle for women, and stress or supplementation cycle for men. Hormonal rhythms are powerful. For women, estrogen and progesterone levels can alter cholesterol, iron, and thyroid markers throughout the cycle. Testing mid-cycle versus luteal phase can show completely different results. The Cleveland Clinic published a 2023 review noting that cholesterol readings can vary by up to 19% depending on the timing in the menstrual cycle, not because of diet, but because of hormone shifts. For men, timing matters too, especially if taking testosterone boosters, zinc, or vitamin D supplements. A 2022 study from the Endocrine Society found that supplementing vitamin D or magnesium 24 hours before a blood test can temporarily spike testosterone readings by up to 12% and mask deficiencies. So if your doctor wants to assess your true baseline, make sure to tell them where you are in your cycle. For women, or when you last took supplements. For men, schedule testing consistently for meaningful tracking. Same timing, same conditions. Now let's talk about something that almost nobody does, but should: mental calibration. Your mental state changes your physiology in real time. The University of Stanford's Mind-Body Medicine Lab showed in 2024 that even watching stressful news before a blood test can elevate cortisol by 25% and alter immune cell ratios within 15 minutes. So imagine walking into your test after scrolling through social media arguments or rushing through traffic. Your numbers aren't showing your health, they're showing your stress response. Before testing, take 10 minutes to disconnect. No phone, no rush, just stillness. You're not being dramatic, you're being accurate. Now, let's go deeper into why this matters so much. Your blood is a living reflection of balance. Every enzyme, every hormone, every mineral tells a story about what's happening inside you. But that story can only be true if the environment around it is stable. Imagine trying to judge the color of a lake during a storm. Waves, mud, reflection, everything distorts what's really there. That's what happens when you test your blood during chaos, physical or emotional. Now, I want to share a real-life example. Margaret, 67, from Florida, had been getting blood tests for years showing high liver enzymes. Her doctor warned her that she might have fatty liver disease. But Margaret did something most people never do. She tracked her habits. She noticed her results were always taken on Mondays, right after her weekend wine nights and late dinners. So she rescheduled her next test for a Thursday morning after 3 clean days. No alcohol, no heavy meals, no stress. Result? Perfectly normal liver enzymes. No disease, no medication needed, just preparation. That's how powerful these small details are. Now, let's expose one more critical mistake that even healthcare workers often overlook: lab-to-lab variability. You could do everything right, fast perfectly, stay calm, follow all instructions, and still get inconsistent results just because your samples were processed differently. A cross-lab 2023 analysis by Quest Diagnostics found that for certain markers like vitamin D, cholesterol and thyroid readings varied by as much as 15% between labs using the same patient samples. Why? Differences in equipment calibration, reagent quality, and sample handling times. Even how long your blood sits before centrifugation can affect certain tests. Potassium, for example, increases 5 to 10% for every hour a sample isn't processed. That means the borderline high potassium reading your doctor sees might not be your body's fault. It might be lab lag. So what can you do? Always use the same lab when tracking your progress over time. Consistency creates clarity. If your doctor switches labs, ask them to note it so your results can be compared accurately. Now, let's shift gears from what not to do to what you should do before every blood test. This next section isn't just science, it's practical empowerment. Here's your pre-test checklist, the one the best physicians follow themselves. Sleep at least 7 hours the night before. Avoid alcohol for 72 hours. Skip exercise for 48 hours. Stay hydrated. Moderate water, not excessive. Eat balanced meals 24 hours prior. Light protein, vegetables, whole grains. Fast properly for 10-12 hours before the test. Stay calm, avoid stress, and breathe. Test at the same time of day, ideally 8 a.m. Use the same lab whenever possible. Write down every supplement or medication you took, no matter how small. It takes less than 10 minutes to prepare this way, but it can save you years of unnecessary anxiety, misdiagnosis, and wrong treatments. Because the truth is, your doctor can only make decisions based on the information you give them. And your blood test is the foundation of that information. Garbage in, garbage out. Accuracy in, life-changing clarity out. Now imagine this. You walk into your next appointment. Your doctor looks at your results, smiles, and says, "Everything looks perfect. Keep doing what you're doing. No unnecessary scans, no scary follow-ups, no false alarms. Just clean, reliable, accurate results, and because you finally understood how to prepare your body for the test." That's not luck. That's knowledge. And that knowledge gives you power. Power to trust your numbers. Power to understand your body. Power to make decisions based on truth, not noise. You deserve that clarity. Because after 50, after 60, after all the years of doing everything for everyone else,